After the success of Artemis 2, NASA is heading into the next phase of its return to the moon with serious momentum. But the big question now is simple. What happens next? The answer isn't so simple. Artemis 3 is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious and competitive space missions ever attempted. NASA isn't just pushing its own limits, it's racing against time, rising global competition, and two of the biggest aerospace companies in the world. Right after Artemis 2, NASA got to work inspecting and upgrading its launch systems. The mobile launch tower, which took heavy damage during Artemis 1, has been reinforced to speed up future launches. Meanwhile, the core hardware for Artemis 3 is already built. The boosters, upper stage, and Orion spacecraft are ready. Now it's about putting everything together. But there's a catch. To land humans on the moon, NASA needs more than just a rocket and a crew capsule. They need a lunar lander. And this is where things get interesting. Back in 2021, SpaceX won a contract to turn Starship into NASA's human landing system. At the time, Starship was still in its early prototype phase, performing short test hops that often ended in explosions. Fast forward a few years, and Starship has evolved into a much larger and more capable system, completing multiple test flights. Some have failed, some have succeeded, but progress has been steady. Still, development hasn't been as fast as originally promised. So, in 2023, NASA made a bold move. They awarded a second contract to Blue Origin, bringing in a direct competitor with their own rocket, New Glenn, and lunar lander, Blue Moon. Now it's a race. By 2025, Blue Origin had caught up significantly. New Glenn completed major test flights, including successful payload deployment and booster landings. Suddenly, NASA had two viable options for getting astronauts to the moon. So, instead of choosing one, NASA decided to test both. Artemis 3, currently planned for 2027, will look very different from earlier missions. Instead of heading straight to the moon, astronauts will stay closer to Earth and test these landers in orbit first. It's a safer, smarter approach. Here's how it plays out. First, the landers launch separately into low Earth orbit. Then comes a major challenge: refueling in space. These landers are massive and need extra fuel to complete a moon mission. That means additional launches, orbital docking, and fuel transfer, something that has never been done before at this scale. Once that's complete, NASA launches Orion with its crew. Instead of going straight to the moon, they rendezvous with the landers in orbit. From there, astronauts board each lander, test systems, practice docking, and simulate real mission conditions. They'll check life support, propulsion, communications, and even test next-generation lunar suits in space for the first time. This entire testing phase could last up to 3 weeks. The goal is simple: find every possible problem before attempting an actual moon landing. Because the old plan? It involved figuring things out while already orbiting the moon. Not exactly ideal when lives are on the line. Meanwhile, development continues back on Earth. SpaceX is preparing a more advanced version of Starship, designed to be a fully operational vehicle. Blue Origin is working on its Blue Moon prototype, aiming to demonstrate a successful cargo landing on the lunar surface. If both companies succeed, the next step is an uncrewed moon landing. Think of it as Artemis 3. 5. Prove the system works before putting humans on board. Only after that will NASA commit to a full crewed landing. And even then, there's no slowing down. Artemis 4 is planned shortly after, meaning whichever company wins will need to scale up production fast. Because this isn't just about returning to the moon, it's about staying ahead. Another global power is already preparing its own lunar plans. And this time, the goal isn't just to visit the moon, it's to stay.